I want to begin, though, with Matthew Chance in the capital of Kyiv. And Matthew, what is the latest on the ground where you are tonight, where, of course, Zelensky actually went to his office, right, and put that statement out from the office, not from the bunker, to Putin directly?
Yes, he did, and it just shows you how defiant the Ukrainian president continues to be in the face of this ongoing Russian pressure, and that pressure has been ratcheted up a great deal with more military manoeuvres, military advances rather, on the part of the Russians around the Ukrainian capital. But you know that's not leading to him backing down. Look, I mean, there's been some hopeful, I suppose, signs as well within the past hour or so, with the Russians saying that they're going to announce a ceasefire for 10 o'clock in the morning local time in a number of cities, including Kiev, but also the second biggest city, Kharkiv, Sumy, Mariupol, all of these places where there has been fierce fighting over the past couple of days. And not just fierce fighting between the armies, but fierce attacks on the residential and the civilian areas as well. I went to an area earlier on today to the south of the Ukrainian capital, which has also had suffered a heavy toll as a result of attacks on its residential quarters. Take a look.
Clearing up the broken debris of a shattered home. This the devastation caused by a Russian attack on a residential neighbourhood in a small Ukrainian town. Bilosirkva, 50 miles south of the Ukrainian capital, is nowhere near the front lines, but it has felt the rage and the pain of this war.
All right, well, we've come inside one of the houses that was affected by what was apparently random artillery or rocket fire into this residential neighbourhood, and you can see just how shattered the lives of the family here were. Look, I mean, the windows have all been blown out, obviously. All their belongings have been left behind as they've sort of gone into hiding. There's a picture up there of what it seemed to be some of the people who lived in here. It was a family with some children. Apparently, they've survived this, which is good. But of course, when you look at the situation and the way that Russians have been shelling residential areas across the country, so many people haven't survived. This is interesting. Come have a look. It's the children's bedroom. You can see over here. Look, the bunk beds with the roof that's fallen down onto the top of them when that shell hit. And of course, in the panic and in the evacuation, the kids have left all their toys up here. And it just shows you that no matter where you are in this country, with Russia attacking towns and cities across it, lives are being shattered.
Svetoslav is a close friend of the family who were nearly killed in their beds here. Godfather to the 3 children who escaped with their lives. Now he has one request, he tells me, for the United States. Please close the skies over Ukraine, he begs. If we can just contact NATO and ask them this, everything will be fine. Otherwise, he warns, Putin will cross Ukraine and threaten the whole of Europe. In a bunker under the town, its terrified children are singing Ukraine's national anthem. It keeps them calm. And as Russia invades, a whole generation of Ukrainians is being united by this war, together as they shelter from the horrors above.
Well, Erin, it's also been confirmed tonight that the Ukrainian and the Russian foreign ministers will meet face-to-face in the Turkish city of Antalya, which is interesting and hopeful because it's the highest level meeting there has been between these two sides since the war began.